And can you believe it? The 35th anniversary of Jackson Storyfest from the Jackson District Library, Director Sarah Tackett, and Community Engagement Coordinator Rachel Fenningsdorf. Welcome.
Thank you.
We were reminiscing before the show about the start of Storyfest, but it was well before either of you were on the scene. Mm-hmm. How long was it in effect when you arrived in Jackson, Sarah?
I think it was about 12 years.
Okay.
It had been going on for 12 years. So even looking back now, that was a pretty new event.
Yeah. And Rachel, it's only been...
I mean, I've only been here 3 years. This will be my first real Storyfest. Real to me, anyway.
Yeah, the pandemic did.
Yeah.
All right, so 35 years. Let's talk about what it is first, because we do have, I'm sure, people that have never experienced it.
Sure. I mean, we are going to kick off on November 2nd with an event called Silver Tales, which is for our older adults in the community, and we're inviting them to Vista Grand Villa at 10 a.m. on November 2nd, where a storyteller named Larry Castleberry, who some of you might remember from the summer reading program this past summer. He was at a couple of different branches, Hanover included. I don't remember the other one. But he is a very engaging storyteller. He loves audience interaction. And he's just a lot of fun, very positive, and we'd like to invite all of the older adults in the community to come and engage with them on November 2nd.
Cool.
After that, we bring a lot of the storytellers into our schools, and so within our area schools, mostly elementary, but some middle schools as well, they'll be telling on November 3rd and 4th, and that's always a lot of fun, and I think we serve thousands of students, right?
We do. Usually about 12,000 students or more can hear stories. We have about 25 tellers we'll hire, depending on the year, to come in and do those programs in the school districts. It used to be the come downtown and we'd have all the buses, but by doing it this way, we're able to get the stories out to the children, more stories and more children. So it was a little bit of a sad shift. We made the shift probably 5 or 6 years ago, but it really is having more impact for us.
Yeah, it was, I think, a decision based on circumstance. Downtown was under construction. There was nowhere to go. You couldn't drive down here, and you were forced. And it ended up, as you said, being really a good move as more kids got to experience Storyfest. So back 35 years ago, how did Storyfest start?
So there was a community member, Lori Lazebnik, who went to the National Storytelling Festival in Jonesboro, Tennessee, with a friend, and she just thought it was just going to be a fun weekend trip, and she really became enchanted with the whole art of storytelling, and she ended up having a plane ride back to Michigan, and she was on the plane with the founder of the St. Louis Storyfest, or Storytelling Festival, and he told her all the pieces that you needed to do. You needed to get a community group together of the schools and the city and the county and different folks and different partners, the police, and have this, you have a planning group, and that's what she did. She came back and did this. And 35 years later, we're still having Storyfest. It's looked different over the years, like we were just mentioning, but it started out in tents out by Parkside, and then ended up, we used to be downtown in a lot of our public buildings and our church buildings, and then transition now to where part of it's at the school, and then part of it is still in some public buildings with our partners. For like the Symphony Hall will be the site this year for the evening our showcase concert on Friday night that week, and so just a transition. You have to keep up with the times, and we went virtual for a couple years also with our COVID, so just has been very flexible event.
Yeah, and so it's for the kids, but the whole community can participate when it's like the grand finale of Storyfest every year. You mentioned the Symphony Hall, Weatherwax Hall. That's where it is again this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We'll have our showcase on November 4th at 7 p.m. and it will feature 2 tellers with Adam Mellema and Jennifer Strauss.
Oh, I know. I remember them both.
Yep,
Yeah.
they've done a great job for us, and we'll be sharing a lot more pictures too. We'll have a slideshow there so people can see some of the fun pictures that we've been sharing on social media and some other ones to kind of celebrate and honor the tradition that Storyfest has become for the community.
Well, it's going to be a bittersweet Storyfest for Sarataka because it'll be her last Storyfest as library director. You announced earlier your retirement.
I did. It'll be nice to just come and be in the audience in the future too.
Are you going to come and nitpick?
Oh no, I don't
No.
nitpick. I have great people doing great work. And I know Rachel has jumped in this year, having never seen the event in person.
That's true.
So she's excited, I know, to see how this all plays out. But I think we have a good plan, and we have, the storytellers have come. Many of them have been with us. Some of them we think have for 35 years. A couple of them. So they kind of know Jackson, and they appreciate our audiences. They know that kids, because they're exposed to stories this way in these programs, that they're better listeners, and they've commented on that with us over the years that our audiences are good too. So.
Nice. And it's inspired people to get into storytelling as a sideline or a profession right from kids here. So that's pretty cool. And the storytellers, they ask to come back.
Oh yeah.
That's
they
compliment.
get, yes, and we didn't have room for all of the asks to come back this year, and that's actually a good thing.
Yeah. It's an undertaking that is the largest in the state. It's the largest annual storytelling festival in the state of Michigan, and it looks like it runs seamlessly without any effort, but that's the result of a lot of work. How do you do it, and how do you pay for it?
Months of planning, timeline, deadlines, vision, and fundraising.
We've had some funders. We do grant writing. We've been supported by the Michigan Arts and Council, the Michigan Arts Council. Over the years, we've had some regular local funders and donors, and so that part of it it's always been I've been really grateful for the support the community's given the event over the years. And when it transitioned from a standalone event to a library run event, a lot of the funders also have continued their support. The Friends of the Library are one of our big supporters too. So we really appreciate their support in all of this over the years.
Right, and we'll be at the Friends of the Library annual meeting tonight.
That's right.
Yes. Special speaker who is a storyteller. He's an author about, I think he's written about crime.
He likes to
Yeah,
write
crime.
about true crime and murders, and so it'll be kind of fun, Halloween-y kind of a presentation. Learn about true crime in Michigan. He's focused on that. So.
Rachel, since this is your first real Storyfest, what are you most looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to hearing some stories, more so than just making sure everything goes in proper order. I really want to hear some good stories that I can maybe tell to my kids. It was funny because my 15-year-old knew more about Storyfest than I did. So after I got my new job and I told him what I'd be doing, he was like, oh yeah, we've been doing that at Columbia for years. So.
Oh, really? This is storytelling season. Ghost stories are very popular around Halloween, whether it's when you're putting the kids to bed or around the campfire. But they are, I think every family has their set of ghost stories.
Yeah, spooky season traditions.
Yeah. And there's not a single dime that an audience member has to pay for Storyfest. It's all free.
Correct.
We will have a donation box if anyone wants to share anything, but no, there's no charge.
There's a lot of volunteers too that
Right.
work with you guys to put this on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. We'll look forward to Storyfest. It's going to be here so fast.
I think we're like 2 weeks out, so.
It's amazing. This year's flown, hasn't it?
It truly has.
Yes. Good to see you both. Thank
You
you.
too.
Good
Thanks
to
so
see
much.
you.
Take care.
Director of the Jackson District Library, Sarah Tackett, and Community Engagement Coordinator, Rachel Fettingsdorf, both working on Storyfest. We've got really a busy